Hi friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Jessica J and this is Jessica J Create, where I create and share with the hopes of inspiring and connecting with you. In today's video, we are going to be discussing our submission for New Pattern November, which is a challenge that is presented by Aaronica B. Cole of Aaronica B. Cole & Co. here on YouTube. I believe she has other social media handles, which I will link down in the description below. This challenge is pretty simple. You just sew a pattern from your stash in the month of November. So this is a really easy one. I did talk about this in my previous video as well, participating in this challenge. I decided to sew up a vest, which I am currently wearing, which I have had in my stash for quite a while. I believe a couple of years I've had this pattern. It was thrifted, and I believe I paid $1 or 50 cents or something like that. In that range is usually where my thrift patterns are. So I believe I paid a little bit, either over $1 or under $1, somewhere in there for the pattern. And that pattern is McCall's 8804. All right, this is a vest pattern with multiple views. The official description says semi-fitted vest have darts and seam variations. Views A and C have princess seams. Views B and D have front and back darts. This pattern is from 1997. It does come in only one size. That's a size 18, which accommodates a bust, let's see, of 40, waist 32, and hip 42. So obviously I cut the size 18, but my actual measurements are more of a 38, 32, 45, I believe right now. So my bust is a little bit smaller. My waist is pretty much right on, and then the hips are wider, but the vest doesn't come that low. At least the view that I'd made, which was view A. That guy right there. So in sewing this pattern, it was really simple to sew. I did decide to use this extremely printed, fun remnant that I had in my stash. I'm pretty determined to sew as much from my stash as possible, so that is why I chose this fabric. It is a directional stretch. I don't really know what type of material it is because I don't usually use knits, but it is a knit fabric. It stretches one way and then not the other. I really had to pay a little bit of Tetris to get this fabric cut out because this was a true remnant. Like, there was chunks missing everywhere, so I did successfully do that, which I'm very happy about. And then my lining is a very bright colored turquoise, like, I don't know, I almost want to say it's like an acetate or something, but it was in my stash and I used it. So that's how that went. The pattern does call for 3 3/4 inch buttons, as well as interfacing and thread. Really, that's it. I did end up omitting my buttons simply because once I sewed everything up, I realized that the fit was much more loose than I really wanted it to be. I really wanted that like Fran Fine type fitted vest, which means I probably should have made adjustments to the pattern, but I did not. What's really cool about this pattern is that it is a Palmer and Pletch. So we still have these around to this day, which means it's really designed to give you that perfect fit, which is what it claims on the pattern. The perfect vest, fit for real people. I don't really like the real people verbiage, but we won't get into that. That is what they decided in 1997 to put on here. So fit for real people. And it does offer like multiple fit adjustments, like a full bust adjustment, you know, sloped shoulders. I don't remember all the other ones that are in here for getting this vest to fit you the way you really want it to. I did none of that. I just cut it, sewed it, just so I can see what the pattern offers me right out of the envelope. And next time, I will just make it a little bit more fitted in all the seams and put the buttons in and do the whole thing. One alteration I did decide to make, which was more of an addition than an alteration, was adding the back slide buckle to the design. I just felt like it looked kind of boring. if I'm being honest. It just looked boring, so I wanted to add that onto the design to add a little bit of interest, and I had it in my stash, so why not? With this knit fabric, it was a little bit difficult to construct that. I was not using the proper needle this entire time, you know, ball points or anything like that. So, you know, I got through it, but it was definitely a labor of love. Much more work than I believe a vest should ever really be. But I enjoy the pattern. I like the pattern. I'm keeping the pattern in my stash. Recommendations, if you do decide to pick this up, just pay attention to the sizing because you do only get one size in the packet. Obviously, you would have to pick this up at a thrift store like I did, or Etsy, eBay, that type of situation. So just pay attention to the measurements if you don't want to have to make any big alterations. But if you really want to learn how to properly fit a vest, it is a really good one because it gives you so many different options for getting that perfect fit. So I give them that. All in all, I'd say this pattern is like an 8. I'll give it an 8. And that's only, honestly, okay, that's not fair to the pattern. I'll give the pattern a 10. The instructions were really easy to follow, gave you lots of fit adjustments, so the pattern itself gets a 10. My make, I'll say, gets an 8. And that's because of the fit. And honestly, I don't know how I feel about the print either. Like, it's fun, and I literally just went to the thrift store and bought this shirt to go with it, so I feel like I'm giving, you know, I'm giving, but I don't know if it is really me. I'm gonna let it live in my closet for a little while, see if I wear it out or anything like that, and kind of go from there, but yeah, I'll give it an 8. I'm just happy that I did participate in this challenge. Thank you, Aaronica B. Cole, for hosting it. I have so many patterns. And I'm sure if you're a sewist and you're watching my video, you probably do as well. And sometimes it's nice to be encouraged to go ahead and use some of the patterns that you already have, especially when we are constantly being presented with new and fun and exciting and all that jazz. But there's some gold in your stash too. So having that opportunity is really kind of fun. And also, you know, in choosing the pattern, went through quite a few different options. So I have a couple other things in the back of my mind now that I really want to try out. So that's cool. And I have a fun, like, funky vest situation. Alright, well, that's all I have for you here today. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Go ahead and share this with anyone you think may like it. And stick around by subscribing and becoming my friend. Meet me down in the comments. Let's talk about it. What do you think about my fabric choice? Do you think you may want a pattern like this? Do you have a pattern like this? Let me know. I'd be really curious to find out what your thoughts are as far as my styling too, because I'm just like, what do I do with this print? What do I do with this vest? Why am I always attracted to crazy prints? But yeah, let me know in the comments and have a beautiful day. Thank you for stopping by. Bye.